don't believe. I think it has nothing to do with him being or what he said. It's the fact that he's a man. Because if a queen, if somebody from the Beehive and from Rihanna,
me.
if somebody from the Beehive will stand 10 toes down and be like, Rihanna ain't on the same level as Beyonce, and they'll have that discussion and understand that these are just two fans that are supportive of their favorite artist. But if a man says it, now we got an issue.
Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm your girl Trish.
And I'm your boy Mr. Define.
And we are
Black Press. What's going on, beautiful black people?
Hey.
So, we're going to start off like we always do and talk about a little bit of politics in the world.
So what we got going on?
Really want to hit on this topic about your boy Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I said your boy.
Why you gotta be my boy?
Hey, I don't know. Because I ain't really got one. Like, I'm independent. I lean in either direction that's best for us as a community. But your boy Biden, they have found another set of documents. FBI did.
You think maybe he's just like, it can't be just him. It could be like...
It's not. And that's what so here's they found documents that go all the way back to when he was a senator.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is. But again, like I said last week, it's really not. Some of the documents might be already at this point in time declassified.
Yeah.
Because they've been around for so long. But it's like when you're deep into your work,
and bring your work home.
And you bring your work home, you got to realize he was traveling. And I'm not trying to like stick up for him, but I know that when you're deep into your work, he was traveling, trained back and forth as a senator. When he first got elected senator, his wife and daughters died. So, and he was traveling back and forth on the train every day to tuck his boys into bed. So he says, I don't know. I think he probably had a maid or something. But anyway, there's so much going on, and when you're that deep into your work, I've been deep into my work where I've never brought any secret information home, but I understand how you bring documents home and you're trying to make stuff happen. And that's life when you work for the government and you're really trying to make it be successful and trying to actually make an impact. Sometimes you got to bring documents home. Think about court attorneys. You know, you got DAs, they bring in documents home, and it's not top secret to the country, but it's sensitive information based off the case they're doing. But they're still running through I call it running numbers, but they're still running numbers at home. So it is what it is. But it's just like, dude, how much more they gonna find? Yeah. He's literally digging Trump out of the hole. So at this point, it's like you can't say nothing. Because you remember he talked trash about Trump. Yeah. When they found Trump's documents. So if you talking junk and then they find all of this, it's like, look, bruh.
You're the same.
That's why they just shutting up. They don't even want to say nothing during the press releases and stuff. It's funny. But then the other thing is that we have just reached our debt limit. Yeah. Our debt ceiling. So basically, which is like how much we can borrow to pay back the money that we've already spent. Yeah, it's hilarious because we're literally as a country robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like we're borrowing money to pay the debt that we already borrowed from in order that we spent for last year's fiscal year, but it just ran out. So it's not ran out, but we reached the point where we can't pay anymore, but we still have some money in the bank to make it through June. Yeah, and then after that, we ain't got nothing to pay the bills. So, but and then people get all in a fluster about it. At the end of the day, the debt ceiling will raise. It's gonna raise. But
there's no other choice.
Yeah, you can't. What do? You can't do nothing when you ain't got. They can't get blood from a turnip. And if all y'all doing is walking around with turnips in your pocket up there in Congress, we ain't gonna get nothing done. But there's a reason behind it, and there's a significant reason behind what the Republicans are trying to do, which is they're trying to hold the debt ceiling hostage, so that we can try to balance the books.
Yeah.
Of what when they're trying to get it to where we have a plan to have enough money coming in and going out that we actually spending to pay off the debt. Turns out we haven't had an actual balanced book since Bill Clinton was in office. So balancing the book is like, okay, we got this much to deal with. We have this much debt. We need to start paying our debt down. And the only way we can do that is to cut something here, cut something there, and actually determining what we're going to cut instead of saying just, oh, we're going to spend this much money on war,
they
military and this much money on Social Security, this much money. As long as they don't cut my VA benefits, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Need to stay protected.
My parents doing well. They ain't really depending on Social Security yet, but don't cut my VA benefits.
Yeah,
we need that. But it's gonna all work out. They're gonna have to work it out. I actually hope they do finally, balance the books to where they actually have a fiscal year where everything is in a set place, and this is how much we're gonna spend, and we're not spending anymore. But you got to think about it. That's the way our country is, anyway. That's the way our economy is. Our people are.
That is how
we running. But if we running paycheck to paycheck, then
it's the same way.
Duh. Yeah. So, bottom line is balance your book, because obviously our government ain't doing it, and then we want tax breaks, but the more tax breaks we get, the less money they got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So we all in this whole conundrum. Hey. Just get it how you can, I guess. And that's on politics. Next, we're gonna talk about some sports, right?
Ooh, what we got in sports news?
I'm waiting on you.
Okay. So, Damar Hamlin finally is home now. He's been released from the hospital.
All right. Yeah, he got released last week, right?
Yeah.
And then
he went to a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing good now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm still throwing up the 3 fingers. Yeah. Throwing up the 3 for Katniss. Katniss in the Hunger Games, because that's literally what we're doing, and we're watching our black men fight for their lives to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And we're doing it because it's entertainment to us. But hey, keep doing what you do.
Some of them love the sport, though. A lot of them.
Yeah, they love the sport, but
love the sport.
And I've always had this debate, mostly with myself, because I don't really talk to a lot of people. But here's the thing: you can say you love the sport, but if you weren't getting paid for the sport, would you still play?
Some of them would say yes.
They would, because I would
exercise.
I still played.
Your blood start pumping.
I was still playing football outside, like in high school. I mean, not high school, but out in college. I wasn't on a college team, but I still played. We used to actually go to the stadium.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys in the neighborhoods and around the city. We would meet up at the stadium, once or twice a month, and actually just play football.
Yeah.
And we were playing full on tackle, no pads, none of that.
Yeah, because football is actually like more popular than you think, because think about it, like
basketball.
You have like junior leagues.
Yeah.
And you have like people that's not even in the league. They just like meet up. Yeah. Like you have people that go state by state.
Got a lot of sports like that.
Yeah.
It's like sports leagues for volleyball, basketball, all of that, UA leagues and stuff. But my thing is, would that be the only thing they do?
Of course not.
Of course not. So if you're doing that, you're breaking your neck for the millions of dollars. Yeah. And you're getting paid the millions of dollars because we're watching you break your neck and or stop your heart.
Yeah. And speaking of stopping hearts, they Madden, right?
Yeah.
Madden. They took out there's I think it's a touchdown move that they do when they do CPR.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a movement on the chest.
Yeah.
When they score a point, but
wow.
They took it out, and it's crazy because it like foreshadows what happened. Yeah. But now that has happened, it's like sensitive, so they've taken that out of the game for the next.
It makes sense though, like
it does.
Because now, if you keep it in, now you're kind of mocking the guy that actually had to get resuscitated on the field.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm. And then next we have.
They still gonna make money off of it anyway.
Yeah, basically.
Nobody gonna not buy the game because he ain't doing a resuscitation movie.
Yeah. And then next we have you heard about Stephen A. Smith and the Rihanna.
Yeah. Yeah. We got that right.
Yeah, we do.
That's good. If you don't know, you can learn today. All right. So I'm just gonna play it. We're gonna play it.
Are you excited for this halftime show?
I don't want to say I'm not excited. She's fantastic. That's not where I'm going with this.
Okay, where you going?
Ladies and gentlemen, she's a lot of things. She's spectacular, actually.
Yes.
And congratulations on new mamahood.
Yes.
I think there's one thing she's not.
Uh-huh.
She ain't Beyonce.
I know she's not Beyonce, but wait a minute. Hold on. Steven.
The only reason I brought up Beyonce,
yes,
is because Beyonce recently performed at the Super Bowl.
Yes, she did,
and without Bruno Mars and Coldplay.
Okay, so Beyonce performed, but she's had her time. Now there's Rihanna. Rihanna's coming back. She got that extra of motherhood. I like Rihanna.
You know what? I like television.
Uh-huh.
I like a lot of talent out there. There's some spectacular females in television. I just want to say that. Everybody ain't sharing.
Okay, everybody's not sharing.
That's not throwing shade on them. That's appreciating their greatness, but understanding there's levels.
So he got a lot of blowback after that.
He should, and as he should.
It says you. He should. So he got so much blowback, he had to kind of
backtrack.
He had to kind of explain himself. So
I have to hear him explain himself because
you haven't listened to the explanation.
I haven't listened to the explanation because I was also.
We're gonna play his explanation, and then I'll give my points on it because obviously we know how you feel.
SA, one thing you wanted to address though, right?
Stephen A.
Yeah, I wanted to chime in. I wanted to listen. I made some news yesterday, y'all, while I was on my book tour because, when I appeared on the Sherry Shepherd show the other day, Molly, I had the temerity, the unmitigated gall to say, I'm a big-time Beyonce fan. Ain't nobody Beyonce. And it caused a whole brouhaha and all of this other nonsense, all right? I got Beehive Navy coming after me, all right? I got the Breakfast Club coming after me, all right? I got people all over Twitter trolling me, right? I even got one of my favorite comedians, Leslie Jones, filling in as a host on Comedy Central. Sisters coming at me. I can't believe it. I didn't know it was crime, Kendrick Perkins. I didn't know it was a crime, Molly, to have a preference in terms of my art. Damn it, I love Prince, but I love Michael Jackson even more, God rest both of their souls. I was a Luther dude, but damn it, I was about Teddy Pendergrass too. So I just want to say to everybody out there, I'm not going to address it in this platform. I got my podcast. I'm going to post that at the end of this show. No Mercy, KNOW, No Mercy with yours truly. I'll address this nonsense in a few minutes on that. I'm just disgusted. I got people in Hollywood. You know who the hell you are texting me with this nonsense. It's ridiculous.
So that's what he said about that. And then he went deeper into it to explain himself about the fact that he loves Beyonce and
everybody does.
Beyonce being up there and being able to perform on herself. She's a superstar. Here's my issue. Stephen A. Smith. Okay. My issue is what is Beyonce?
Beyonce is a star.
A star, right? She's a performer, right?
Yes.
What is Rihanna?
She's a star.
A star.
Yeah.
She's a performer, right?
Yeah.
What is LeBron James?
He's a star too.
And a performer, right?
Yeah.
Now nobody ever has an issue because Stephen A. Smith goes after the athletes. About like nobody's like, ain't nobody throwing or trying to assassinate him because when he go after LeBron or he go after Steph Curry or he go after the rest of dang, how I just forgot his name right there. Kobe Bryant. It didn't whoever when it's an athlete and more importantly when it's a male.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got no issues except other men that's talking about it. But when he says something about Rihanna, who's also a performer, and Beyonce, who's also a performer, but then you got to come after him because I think it has nothing to do with him being or what he said. It's the fact that he's a man. Because if a queen, if somebody from the Beehive and from Rihanna. If somebody from the Beehive will stand 10 toes down and be like, Rihanna ain't on the same level as Beyonce, and they'll have that discussion and understand that these are just two fans that are supportive of their favorite artist. But if a man says it, now we got an issue.
So Rihanna,
because he's a critic though, his job, and he talked about it on his podcast. He's a critic. His job is to verbally critique. So nobody has an issue if he's coming after men in their physical sport game, but everybody has an issue when he's talking about another performer.
But obviously his main expertise is sports, so maybe he should have kind of like stayed. Music. Maybe he could have kind of like stayed in his lane, because if he said it himself, he said he's a fan. Like fans, everybody else is a fan. Of course, they're gonna come to rescue. Like I'm a fan of both of them. Beyonce, when she performs, she gives like
she's the only one that can fall down the steps and still keep moving.
Exactly, she gives spectacular performances. Rihanna, she performs too. Yeah, but of course not on the same level as Beyonce. So if you can say it, why can't he say it? You go and you get the Beyonce experience and you get the Rihanna experience. It's still good.
But if you can say not on the same level as Beyonce, why can he say she's not Beyonce?
I'm not saying he's wrong.
But you said that he should apologize.
He should.
He shouldn't.
He should apologize.
Okay, my question is
because when he said it, so it was like he was comparing them. Like it's one thing when you say, oh, she's not Beyonce's level, or she ain't on Beyonce's level.
That's the same thing he just said. Like he literally just said the same thing you just said.
And the tone of
his voice was comical. But do we need to play his voice was comical because he went on the show to talk about his book. She asked him about the Super Bowl.
I still think it's the way he said it though.
I think that's a good point that you're saying though, because it's always for women. It doesn't matter what you say. It's about the way you say it. It's not about the way you say it. It's about not wanting us to say anything. There's certain things that you don't want us to speak on anything about. I gotta stop doing that. I mean, that's the second week in a row. But it's certain things that we're not allowed to speak on at all. That's like white people saying the N-word. Like there's certain things that y'all just, no matter how we say it, it don't matter. You're gonna say something negative.
Pretty much. Shouldn't have
said it. Hey.
He should have said. So now
he shouldn't have said nothing. So now he should have said, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be great."
So now if Jay-Z pops out defending his wife,
Jay-Z ain't gonna do that because
he's not. Of course he's not. But I'm saying because like men defend their wives. So if Jay-Z pops out and be like, "I want to see you," then what's he gonna say?
He gonna say, "Let's go. Let's come on my." He gonna be like, because Stephen A. Smith, he's a about the interview. He's gonna be like, "Come on my show. Let's talk about it." As a smart man would.
Yeah, but in our reality, just the way he said it, but he wasn't wrong. Like
it wasn't.
Like if you compare both of them, Rihanna, she's an island girl. She's gonna give you that island flavor. She's gonna throw it.
But she don't really use her accent when she
doesn't. And that's the thing.
So like, to speak, she's an island girl. It's like
she waters down the island to
every week it does.
Yeah, she waters down the island to to fit in with this common stuff, which is like American, whatever. But
so
she doesn't.
I'm not gonna get into
but she is her natural self when she's speaking and when she goes about her way. People know not to approach her or, hey Rihanna, you ain't gonna do that to no Rihanna because she gonna look at you crazy and you might get cussed out. That's the island in her. It's not the same.
That's the island in her.
Yeah. I'll tell you, island people are very different. They're the nicest, rudest people that you'll meet.
No, they're the same. Americans are the same.
No, Americans have Southern hospitality.
We will find ways to justify whatever we do, but it could be, I'm an island girl. That's my horoscope. That's my sign. I'm from the streets. That's how I grew up. All of those things are really just ways to justify us doing and being who we want to be.
No, but if you're raised a certain way, you have to. It comes a point in time when you have to outgrow that, because if you're raised a certain way, that's all you know until you're exposed. Like imagine being on an island and then coming off the island and you come into mainland and everything's different.
What's different from island girl's attitude in the hood, or somebody who will snap or whatever? Do you believe that there's a way that an island girl is that someone in America is not? That like nobody in America is not.
No, but
therefore the island girl kind of doesn't really, and that kind of proves what I'm saying. Is it's not about where you're from or what your horoscope is or what streets you came from. It's who you choose to be. And
you can't choose who you want. Who you can't. Everything changes. So if you're in a household and you're growing and it has certain rules and stuff in that, when you come out that household, everything's different. You're gonna change. You're gonna be molded by society and stuff, and you're gonna learn different things. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say molded by society.
You do,
because if that would be the case, then everybody that comes out the house would end up being the exact same. Because society.
No, you get molded in a way, but it's not the same like that. Like everybody has their own personality. Of course, you're not gonna go out there and have people like some people, yes, because they allow people to influence their minds.
I think I would more so say you get molded by your environment. Because the environment seems more like in a specific area versus society being
everything
system. Yeah.
Well, it's systemic because you have your environment, you have society. All of it is in one. So you have your environment that you're growing up in, and then you go to a new environment. That environment's different. We know science. We know different environments have different colonies and different peoples
different
and stuff.
populations. Yeah.
So, and then you have society, which has its own standards and its own prejudice or
prejudice.
Prejudice. You have prejudice and things that.
How we talk about Beyonce and Rihanna, and we go into prejudice and
because it's society. It's a topic, but it stretches because it encompasses so many things. So.
I think at any point in time, a person can justify why they are a certain way. They have realized that the way they are is not the best way to be, and have chosen to find a reason or use that reason to justify it versus changing for better.
But they have to know better in order to do better. When you know better, you do better.
But that's what I'm saying. I believe if you can verbally say out of your mouth why you're a certain way, you know there's a better way, and you're choosing to do the way you are or the way you want to continue. Because if that, then you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm this way because of this. No, you'd be like, this is who I am. When you can justify how you are a certain way, you have understood that you are this way because of this, and you know that, but still choose to stay in that line.
So what about the people that's like, this is all I know? Like, it takes for somebody to sit them down and talk to them, or for them to like go through something in order for them to like recognize that the thing that they're...
This is all I know.
Yeah.
This is all I know is different from I'm this way because of this.
Okay.
You've identified the cause, and therefore you know that there's a better way, and you haven't pursued that better way.
Yeah.
So that's on Rihanna, I guess. On Rihanna, Stephen A. Smith, Beyonce, all of them great. Stephen A. Smith, I can say a little bit different, but yeah, Beehive.
We got some more stuff.
I'm all about the Beehive.
I love the
everything
Beehive.
about the Beehive.
We are the Beehive.
Beehive is great.
Beehive and
the Beehive did it the right way.
And the
Beehive did it the right way.
What's that?
She got married before she had her child.
Oh yeah.
Instead of what's the name? ASAP Rocky? Did it?
ASAP and Rihanna.
Yeah.
They didn't do that, but they're still together though.
For now. If you gonna go that far, you might as well put a ring on it. See, that's one way. Hey, that's one way Rihanna can learn from Beyonce. If you like it, you ain't gonna finish it.
No, because why not? Just like CJ,
nah. You know, if it was any other situation, you'd have sang that song. See that? Can't give me my W, man. Give me my W. All right.
And talking about, I have an announcement.
My W. What?
So we have another pregnancy announcement. I mean, like, this is like our third pregnancy announcement.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like the third one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I guess congratulations is due to Krishan Rock and Blueface. But it's kind of confusing because...
Y'all know my point of view. Y'all ain't seen me enough times. No, I'm not down for the congratulations in any way.
See,
any way,
in
shape,
this,
form.
in this relationship, I agree because they are very in this situation they are not fit to be parents right now. No. She just announced her pregnancy and she fought, like, I think they said 2 girls, but they're not mature enough. Like, if this is what our next generations are, I am...
Yeah, because she like, what?
Very scared.
23, 24?
Yeah. And then she went on that show and she said she had 3 terminations. And
then the most recent thing when she spoke about it again.
She did? Yeah,
she spoke about it again when she on her own IG. And she was saying that she hopes she has triplets. She hopes she has triplets because she said, I killed like 3 of them.
Why would you wish that on yourself?
She wants triplets because she believes in her mind that having triplets will make up for the 3 that she terminated.
No, she already gave away 3 souls. I ain't even gonna speak on that.
I think
I'm not because
so. And then also like what's Blueface is not like claiming that it's his.
Yeah,
even though she been riding for you this whole time.
But again, but at the same time, he's crazy. Well, they need mental help, like serious mental help, because at the same time, he said in 9 months it's gonna be a wedding. Like, he put that on his story. I don't know if he did. Maybe he did. Maybe she did it. But their whole relationship is toxic.
I know, and that's exactly. I think we need to. I think we could all learn a lesson from this because I think that what their relationship is indicative of a lot of black relationships.
It is very much so.
This is why we have one of the highest termination rates across America. This is why we have our poverty rate is going up because we are in relationships. Like I spoke about last week, we're broken. I'm broken. You're broken. We're in a relationship. We're continuously going back and forth. Our relationship isn't even working to the point where we probably should have called it quits months ago. But we're still in it. And then we add on top of that unprotected intercourse. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we seriously doing? Like, if we can't even get things right in between the two of us, why would we do the very thing that we know causes us to end up adding another person to this whole dysfunctionality that we have?
Yeah. Because some people, they think it's going to make it better. Like, oh, I get this baby.
Some people do.
It'll
bring us together.
Home. It's going to bring us together. We're going to be a family.
And I understand that part.
I do.
It's wrong.
I do.
It's a wrong thought process. But I do understand that they might think that people do that even in marriages. People get married and thinking that, well, our marriage will be more solidified once we have a child.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
Because if
it's bad now, it's gonna be bad then.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be increased exponentially. But what I have an issue with that. But another thing that's an issue is we know it's not working.
Yeah. We
know a child into the mix won't make it better, but we still have unprotected intercourse.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's because people don't think about their consequences or
what are we doing?
Think about
like seriously,
what are we doing from their actions. They just be in the moment and having fun. What's something fun to do?
But you don't think about that. Like
people don't be thinking about that at all. When you're in the moment, when they're in the moment,
and sometimes it's not. I don't. You know what? There's another thing that's not being in the moment. This is one thing. Especially in like a relationship that they have, because they always say they break up and they get back together, they break up together. This is what harms our community also is I'm in a relationship with somebody that I'm consistently at odds with. And we're not actually progressing in our relationship. But a lot of times it's because I picked you or you picked me, and we knew or we learned that person is not the one for me, but we get comfortable. So we start off intercourse always using protection. But what happens is when you stay in a relationship, and you know, or you stay in a relationship long enough, you start to get comfortable where you stop using protection, even though you know that's not the person that you want, that's going to be right for you for the rest of your life. But we need to talk about that, because we do that a lot. We stay in a relationship knowing that that's not the person I'm going to marry.
But they do it because it's forever constant. So it's something that they can rely on. So if it's if it becomes reliable, then you know, all right. So if I do it unprotected, this person's still going to be there regardless of anything.
But they won't. It's not reliable. It's not reliable because you've already identified that this person is not the person I'm probably going to spend the rest of my life with.
But of course, it's not reliable. However, they can
realize you just
but listen, they can rely on that person
at the moment.
At that moment, at different moments. But if they keep the repeated cycles of them coming back, then that's somebody that they're gonna feel that they can rely on. Because
I think
something that you can rely on is not it's not constant and changing.
But I think a lot of times we still, even though we know that we think that person we can rely on in the moment, we still in our minds know that this is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah,
that's the issue.
It's the comfort from it.
Exactly. This is not the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, but I've gotten comfortable with being with this person. Therefore, I start to get complacent. We do the same thing in combat.
Yeah.
We do the same thing. If I do convoys, I do missions where I'm going on the same path consistently. I'll always have the same route. Yeah, I know that can is not a bomb. I've seen it 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
That house over there is not a threat. I've seen that. We passed by this house. I've never seen anything in there. So we start to get complacent to the point where we start to relax. And that's what happens. That can happen in combat where I start to relax. And as soon as I start to relax, that's when we get hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also do it in relationships where we get comfortable. And as soon as I start to relax, I stop using protection. And that's when the baby comes. And now what we knew wasn't going to work from the beginning has a whole nother life inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a YouTube short. But that's what happens.
Yeah.
Complacency, when you get comfortable, ends up with you doing things that you wouldn't normally do, and therefore you end up in a situation that you wouldn't normally want. And now she's in a situation, Rashawn Rock is in a situation that she obviously wouldn't normally want because she's terminated 3 times. But now she's like, well, might as well.
Let me see what happens.
So let me decide in my brain that this is a good thing, knowing that it's not. She knows because she said it in that interview a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But hey, I hope people are learning from their situation.
Mm-hmm.
I hope, but
it's a lot of mental health though. She needs help. I think
he needs help.
He needs help too.
Help.
Yeah. She's thinking of the baby as something that's gonna save her or rescue her. Because you get all your.
And also, she thinks she's making money now, but she thinks
she
that will
take care of
that don't work.
Yeah, it don't.
It don't work.
It comes with so much responsibility and.
Unless you making Rihanna money. Unless you making Rihanna money, where you can run businesses, Fenty, and do your Super Bowl, and be able to be like, Rihanna could pay somebody to follow her with her child, and she just be with her child and just be like, okay, and then go do what she got to do, and she can pay that person to travel everywhere she want to go. Everybody ain't got that.
She's not gonna be able to leave that baby with just anybody, and then her family is toxic too. So
yeah,
she about to. It's about to be rough.
Oh, pray for
her,
Lord Jesus, help her.
So moving on, you heard of the Young Miami and Trina interview?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she said, so girls. So she admitted something that she likes behind closed doors, which is golden showers.
Golden shower. Yeah.
You know what that is?
I don't know if I do. Part of me really thinks she's like saying stuff just for shock value.
Yeah.
To keep people going to her, watching her interviews. And then the other part is like, even if you do that,
why admit
tell
to
everybody?
It? Yeah. Like, keep some stuff private. Like, everybody doesn't want to know that you like to get urinated on. Keep that in your, like, you don't go outside. You're not even allowed to go outside and urinate.
Yeah.
Like, keep it behind.
Not everybody like, oh, so that's what the P mean in Diddy.
Yeah. And
and I'm like,
he's been getting a lot of flack for that.
He's a P. That's the P Diddy, but did he pee? Oh, R. Kelly stuff. I don't know, man. It's just
they're into some freaky, nasty stuff.
We also have to realize that we need to stop trying to do, like, we can't just completely throw ourselves under the bus and let the bus roll over us just so we can have somebody watch it happen on TV.
Because she's I hate to say it, but she's a role model for a lot of young girls.
Yeah.
A lot of young girls look up to her. Like everybody want to be a hot girl, city girl. So just imagine the effect that she just had on those girls. Like, they're gonna think it's okay, and then they're gonna think that their boyfriends can do it to them, and they're gonna disrespect themselves. Who wants to go around smelling like that? If you're
smelling like that.
If you're a young,
you don't think she showered afterwards?
Listen, if you're a young black girl, and especially if you wear lace fronts and you allowing somebody to urinate on you, you can't just take it off like that.
Yeah.
You can't wash it. You had weaves in your hair. You let somebody, you let somebody do it. Think about that before you allow that to influence something.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's your lashes is not real, so that's gonna stick on you. It's gonna stick to you. It's disgusting.
Like,
so don't do it.
You wondering what's stinking is your eyelashes.
Yeah, your eyelashes, your hair, the fake nails, because the fake nails you can get stuff embedded underneath your nails. That's disgusting. So just don't do it. Like use your brain to think.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
It's absolutely disgusting. And then speaking of the nail stuff, the UV light for the nails. Yeah. They say it's causing cancer.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like people have to. You don't have to. It does like being beautiful doesn't require all of this extra stuff like nails, weaves, lashes. Yeah, I wear it too, but I'm comfortable. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't. Being beautiful doesn't embody that. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't take to be.
I don't think enough people, especially women.
Yeah.
Especially black women. Mm-hmm. I don't think they embrace natural beauty.
Yeah. Like love yourself. Like love on yourself a little bit more, because regardless of how you look, like there's inner beauty inside yourself. And once you have that inner beauty and you start to shine, you glowing and growing.
Even yeah. And the outer beauty, like everybody don't have all the outer beauty aspects. Mm-hmm. Just let the ones that you got shine.
Yeah.
Be like I knew, like I said before, a different one. I realized when I was 18, I got a small head, and it's not growing. My head ain't growing no more, but I got a cute smile. So hey, I'm just gonna look past my head and put a do rag and a cap on. I used to do that. Hey, I put that Atlanta hat on.
People with the hats?
Nah, I wasn't fooling them. But I realized, look, my head ain't growing.
Yeah.
But I got a cute smile, so I just smile more. Mm-hmm. Make you not look at the side. If you focus on my smile, you ain't see the rest of it. But you have to recognize the natural beauty, the natural wonderfulness within yourself. Like, if you got a cute smile, then you got a good smile. Use that. Yeah. If you like, if you got nice eyes, bat your eyes a little bit more or something. If you got cute ears, wear some nice earrings that draw attention to them.
Accentuate it.
You can't. Adding to, and I think
it takes away.
I think adding to also takes away from your own self-love, because as you're putting them eyelashes on, and if you say to yourself, I look really good with these eyelashes, then you're actually also saying, I don't look as good without them.
Yeah.
You're doing yourself. It's a double-edged sword. So you slay, out there in the street, but when you come home, you're taking them off, and you're realizing that I don't feel as confident because I look better with my eyelashes on.
Yeah.
Or I look better with this and that. And I remember, I know I used to always, before we had a conversation about eyelashes and wigs, and I said, you remember when I was like, why do y'all need eyelashes or wigs? And then it hit me, like it clicked in my head, and I was like, well, why do I need earrings?
Yeah.
I was like, never mind, I can't even talk trash no more. Yeah. I can't talk trash no more. Like, why do I need earrings, or why does a man need a haircut?
Yeah.
Like, why does a man need a haircut?
I mean,
if you're not.
These things are okay, but don't use it as a crutch.
Yeah.
Don't use it to, like, oh, I have to put this on before I go outside, or I can't go outside, or I can't be seen with my natural hair, or I can't be seen without lashes. Like,
you're harming yourself when you do that, because your inner self, your conscience knows that you're putting this on because you don't believe that you're beautiful enough without it. How did we get on that subject? I don't know. But anyway, get some bites out of that.
Mm-hmm.
More news. Do you heard about that lieutenant?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lieutenant in VA coming home from work, on his way home from work, got pulled over by some cops, and whatever happened, they said he was resisting, or whatever. He wouldn't get out the car. They maced him and then let him out the car. He got out the car. They had paramedics come, so he sued. He sued, and because he was in uniform too.
Yeah.
And of course he was black, because we are black press. That's what we talk about. There's a second lieutenant Nazario. So he sued, and he was awarded like $3,600 from the lawsuit. Did you see it? Did you see any of it? Yeah, he got 30. So basically, they gave him his lawyer fees.
Yeah.
They paid him his lawyer fees, and said, "Go about your way." And then there's people that are like, "Oh, if he can't win as a second lieutenant in the United States Army, we all do him."
Yeah.
But I watched it.
You think
I don't agree. I don't think it was justified. Because what happened was they turned the lights on when he was driving down a dark road. So he kept driving, right? So he kept driving until he got to a gas station where it was well lit.
Okay, see, that's smart though.
Right, that's smart.
As a black man, you don't want to just stop in the middle of nowhere.
But you have to recognize that you not stopping when they turn the lights on is going to make them more aggressive. Yeah. So if you recognize that when they come out weapons drawn, they kind of are a little bit partially justified. And then legally, if that happens, they are legally in the right by their rights as police officers to escalate to that level because of you not stopping. So now there is a point where you can de-escalate. You can de-escalate by when they say get out of the car and all of that. You're recognizing that you didn't stop. Yeah. What he did, he didn't get out the car. He would not get out the car.
But at the same time, he probably scared.
No, he wasn't scared. That guy. What I'm saying is, I watched it. I watched the video. Okay. He was educated. Yes, arrogant. And I work with some second lieutenants that's arrogant, think they know everything, and be wanting to say stuff, and I'm like, no, sir, that ain't gonna work. And this is why it's not gonna work. And they be like, well, we gonna do this. My soldiers ain't doing that.
How many people get pulled over and come out the car and get shot? Because they already came out weapons drawn.
Yeah.
Come out, so he's in fear for his life at that point.
But if you fear for your if you fear for your life, you get out the car faster. Because
I wouldn't know what to do. I'll just stay in the car like this. Look, I don't have anything. I'll come out the car.
And then they go pepper. But they gave him warning. If you don't get out of the car, we're gonna pepper spray you.
I wouldn't know what to do. So if you get pulled over, and they come out weapon drawn, get out the car. You're like, I want to come out the car. I want to open the door, but I'm scared to open the door. I don't have nothing on me. Can somebody open my door, please, so I can get up? That's what I would do.
He locked the doors.
He locked the doors.
They wouldn't let him. He locked the doors. Wouldn't let them open the door.
See, that's tricky.
And he went to the point where he wasn't getting out of the car. He didn't even unbuckle his seatbelt.
See, that's what I was about to say. That's the next part of getting out of the car.
He didn't even unbutton his seatbelt.
You gotta unbuckle your seatbelt.
Like, if he was sitting there debating with him, here's the, like...
He thought he should have just got off and went on his way.
Yeah. He was like, oh, here's my stuff. But you already escalated the situation. Yeah. And you just justifiably escalated the situation because you didn't want to pull over in a dark area. Great. But you need to understand that if you do that, they're going to do this. And that's what's going to happen. You think, here's the issue with us. We're not, as a black community, as a whole community, we're not in a position of power.
We're not. But we have to know, like, the procedures of getting out the car when you get pulled over by a police officer. Like, what do you do being black, being in a car?
You comply with their orders.
but sometimes they be tricking.
I'm speaking as a man. This is what throughout my life I've been pulled over where I had a pistol in the car. I've been pulled over where before I had my pistol, I had this long blade, and it had a nightstick cover over it. And I've been put over multiple times with a pistol in my car. And when I was like 18 or 19 when I got put over with that long blade. I was coming home from Olive Garden. I was working at Olive Garden, and they put me over because I had a tail light out, and they asked to search my car. I know I'm not doing anything illegal. I don't care, because if that's what's gonna get me off of this faster, why not? People think that it's smarter to resist.
Yeah.
If you're not doing nothing wrong, if you know you're not doing nothing wrong, why resist? Yes, if I got 10 keys of cocaine in the car, I'm resisting, because I'm not finna go down for the rest of my life for this cocaine in my car. I'm hauling tail. But if I don't have anything in the car, you're literally fighting against yourself.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're an American citizen, and as a citizen, you are subject to the laws.
You have rights.
You have rights, and you're also subject to the laws, though. Yeah. So you have to be able to, as a conscious adult, be able to maneuver between the two. Yeah. But we only want to maneuver against our right or with our rights, and not maneuver within the laws. And if you don't know both, you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
If you don't know both lines, if you don't know the left and right limits of what you can do, you don't know nothing.
You just comply.
And he didn't know. He was arrogant. He should have, and he should have even more, because he's a lieutenant who has been to. You have at least a bachelor's degree. You've been through college. You're educated. You've been in the military. You know what happens if I tell someone, a detainee, to do something and they don't do it. They finna get I'm gonna make them do it. Blah blah. Yeah. If you're not gonna do it, fine. I'll make you do it. But the problem is he was too arrogant and untrained. So I'm pretty sure, because this was in Virginia. He was probably coming out of a base in Virginia. There's a base in Virginia where lieutenants learn their job. They go through training to learn their field of their position of what they're going to be doing in their military career. He's a second lieutenant, so he's the lowest ranking officer the lowest ranking commission officer that in that line. But he hasn't actually had the experience of learning how to operate, except other than him being commissioned. Yeah. So he was young and dumb. I hope he learned his lesson from it, and I hope we as a community can learn a lesson from it. Yeah, even if you are a black officer in the United States Army, you not complying with certain things that can help you get home alive, you are wrong. Because guess what? Only person that's held accountable for your life is you. So if they just shot him, he'd have still been wrong, because he still didn't do the things. Like, you can't argue with anybody if you're dead.
Yeah. So
being right and dead still makes you dead.
You remember, I forgot her last name, but her first name was Sandra. The one that they killed, that the police officers killed.
Yeah,
when she stepped out of the car.
Yeah.
So, like, even in situations like that, like, you never know how it's gonna go.
No, so you don't get out of the car until they get to the window.
Okay. So it's the fear of everything. So what you already scared because the lights is behind you and you getting pulled over. Oh, what did I do now?
Yeah.
So they come and see a car.
So then you think about license. That's our issue. We
Normally
don't think about things. We have an issue with processing the thoughts.
Because I know I'm an overthinker. So when lights come up behind me, I'm like, dang. Mm-hmm. My heart starts beating real fast. I'm like, oh man, what is this now? When coming to the window, license and registration.
What's the critical thinking at? Like it's got to be critical thinking. Like critical thinking is being able to decide what you should do, and the best course of action.
I have all my stuff ready.
Yes,
because you know they're gonna ask you for your license
and what I was always
registration.
Doing,
So I have it right there.
And I would have.
There you go.
When I got pulled over, the first time I ever got pulled over with a pistol in my car, I handed them my concealed carry permit. And he said, "Well, why do you have a concealed? Huh? No." He said, "Why you handing me your concealed carry permit?" Because I got a pistol in my glove compartment. And if you decide, if it gets to the point where you want to search, you already know I'm licensed.
Yeah. So they don't have to call the office.
Right. And then what he did, he still took the pistol, and he took my round out of it. Like I always keep a stuff. I'm not riding around without a round in the chamber. What's the point of having it if I got to do this? Like no. But so he unloaded it and he gave it back to me after he wrote me my. I think did I get a ticket? I don't remember. But he unloaded it and he took the round with him that I had in the chamber. Like, bro, you owe me a round.
I didn't know they do that. Is that legal?
It depends. And this was like this was, I think I might have been like 21 years old, somewhere around there, 22. It was a long time ago. But the point is, you got to be able to critically think. If you're not thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 or 4 steps ahead of what you should do, and you're just reacting, if you're just reacting in life, you're already losing.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole system and a whole government with laws that can tell them that they're right. You need to know what you're doing. And that lieutenant, did not know what he was doing. He didn't understand the laws. He didn't understand his rights.
We need to see the right way to comply.
Like, listen, you can even listen to Jay-Z. That 99 Problems. And like, if that's all you listen to, you still understand. I gave you my license and registration. You asked if you can search the car. The answer is no. What are you stopping me for? You're driving and your lights are low. Okay, you got racially profiled. But I'm not going to say nothing that's going to cause you to get more reason to try to want to kill me.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd be real reckless. But
this, and
I'm quiet because I'd be mad. Like why are you picking on me?
Like, but we also, what we're doing, we're operating in a system that is not designed for our success.
Yeah. So.
And like I think I talked about it before, we're operating in a system is not designed for our success. We do not control it, but we're still wanting to act as if we can control it.
That's why I always get the ticket and not the warning. Because when they come to the window, I'll be like, "Gosh, what did I do?"
Yeah. No.
Even when I'm nice, I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then sometimes they'll let me go with like a warning. But you know, you do get racially profiled.
We do.
Because I used to have, because I'm Jamaican, I used to have a Jamaican flag and stuff in my car. And I got pulled over like so many times, like all the time.
What they say they were pulling you over for?
They'll say they're pulling me over because I didn't turn my signal on to turn. I did. I always do. But they want you to turn it on like a couple yards back. Turn the signal on. One time I got stopped because he said I didn't stop at the stop sign, which I did. But he said you have to stop a little bit longer than.
Yeah, you did a rolling stop.
That's what he said. Yeah. It wasn't a rolling stop though, because I stopped. I looked both ways because I always do this. I looked both ways and then I went.
I've been in your passenger seat with you. You
think I do rolling stops? I plead the fifth. You think I do rolling stops for real? I plead the fifth. I do not be cutting the corner like that.
The way you drive, I've learned. I'm old enough and smart enough to know not to critique a woman when she's driving, because they don't do nothing. She ain't gonna change her driving, and it ain't gonna do nothing but make her pissed off at you. I'm dumb. I'm not. I sit
You
there.
be driving crazy too. You drive like Atlanta. Like you
only when I'm in Atlanta.
It's very scary. It's very scary.
Only when I'm in Atlanta.
Out here too. Sometimes you go. The car be right here. You go. I'm like. You be like this close to the next car. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
I slow down way ahead of the
That's why I grabbed the door.
Anyway, we ain't finna have a whole video on how we drive. But I know what I'm doing.
I know I'm not perfect though, because sometimes I be hitting them curves.
Yeah.
Boop. I be like.
Sometimes you wait all the way up until the stop. You get to the stop sign and hit the brake.
Well, because I don't want to drive through on yellow, so I stop.
All right.
Don't judge.
We had that conversation off camera. No, I'm not gonna have this conversation because
we not.